Hello and welcome to the SPMN channel. Today we are going to discuss a brief overview, just an introduction of what is API and what is API testing. This is not a detailed tutorial to get into details. This is just an overview. As I am learning API testing after the automation of web browsers, so I thought of sharing this video with you. This is just an introduction. So let us start. So in today's agenda, we'll have what is an API, what is an what is API testing, its overview, a hands-on, we'll see a few sample APIs, as well as the government is introducing COVID certificates. We can have COVID APIs where you can get the availability of vaccines and etc. So we'll see that. So coming to the API, what is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. It is an what an API it is a connection between computers or between computer programs. So it acts as an interface between a service or a piece of software. So it what generally API we can relate to a common example is an API is acts like a waiter where you go to a restaurant. Uh, you have a waiter comes, you takes a order and it delivers it to the chef. This person is requesting these dishes, and the chef uh, prepares the food, and it arrives on your table via the waiter. So what the waiter is doing here in our programming, what API does exactly the same. So here we can see, here it is, we can see a database is there, but you can consider this an application. Whatever app you are using, whatever user interface you are using, and there is some programming, uh, there will be some program which is written in the backside, and it interacts via API. So API is everywhere. We're going to see that further as well. So coming to next part, what do we test in an API? This is again a sample image which I googled. I do not own the rights. This is just a sample image. So what do we test? First, we check the API's functionality. See, we need to make sure what API is doing what it is supposed to do. Let's say we want user detail or a student detail or an employee detail. It should give us the required details, which an API is supposed to do. The second point is we do reliability testing as well. So an API should all be reliable. See, if we are getting user details and we are not getting uh, it on a second time, or we are getting some different data for the same request, that means that API is not reliable. So we do repeated testing on APIs as well. So the third part is performance. So any data which comes via API should have some performance measures as well. So it should not be too long. It should take a load of data. Let's say it for 1,000 users, for 10,000 users, for 5,000 users, and all that. So it should be performing as expected. So any break, if it is taking a lot of time, if it is not expected, again it fails on performance measure. So again, the last part is security. So most of the APIs which we will be using our hands on an open sample API, but most of the APIs are secured. See, you need to have some authentication, some authorization, some kind of tokens that uh, you have that. Now you can interact with the database or with any service. So for that we need to check whether it is secure or not. The only authenticated person which person are authorized should only be able to use them. Okay. uh, an API, whenever an API is sent, it returns data. And it returns statuses. We will see, but we should know for a few examples of HTTP status. So whenever a 200 OK is replaced, that the response is OK. Whenever we try to create something, the response of HTTP status is 201 created, 404 again bad request, and 404, as we know, whenever our internet browser is down, we get 404 not work. That is again an example of HTTP. So again, it is available on W3. but I find very helpful on developer or Mozilla. I will try to put this links in the description as well. So again, for HTTP methods, for any API to send request or to get some data, they use HTTP methods like get, which we use for read, post, which we do to create. These are separate topics for a tutorial as well, but just we are taking an overview that uh, what kind of HTTP methods are there. So again, put, patch, delete, and all. So let us for this example, Catalan Studio as well. So you just have to just install it uh, via the Catalan Studio web. Just you Google it, register it, and it will give you 30-day trial. So it is not okay. I will definitely moving back to Postman. So this is when you go on file, create new and create the sample project. It has already has sample projects. You can create a new project as well. In the new project, we have different kind of uh, folders available to us. So let us look at the very basic level. So here we have an object repository. We just click and let us try to create a new folder here. So let us name it as my API folder. Okay, and let us create a new web service request. So now we need to put a URL here. So we don't have it. We'll see. So let us give it a my API. So we'll provide the API URL as well. So there are many examples, many sample APIs which are available on internet. So I have this one. So this is an open and free to test APIs, and it has a lot of pre methods as well. So you can see. So these are all the get methods. These are post, put, patch, and delete and all. So let us try to get this kind of request. So it is a get request, and it gives a list of users. So you're going to click. If you're going to click on that, ideally it should have opened. Yeah. So this is how it opens. So this is the URL, and this is what we have put a value that. If you're going to change it, let's say we're going to change it to 1, it will again give us the details of responding to the behavior. So let us copy this and put this value in our Catalan Studio. So again, it is a get request, and in the URL we are putting the URL which we did. So if you want to run this, just click on this play button, and you will see here how it is. Okay, we want to save the changes. So the status is 200. Okay, so it executed perfectly. Elapsed time is, the time it took is 470 milliseconds, and the chunk of data is 838 bytes. So it is again not a good time, but I believe it is because due to this Catalan thing, I am not will definitely change. So we can see that this is giving you the data here, and what you are seeing here when I am hovering over there, you can see it is giving some sort of locator element as well. Okay, we'll use this in, later on, but you can see this is the data which you are getting. Again, how it is looks in raw, how it looks in preview, you can see that. Fine. So this is how you create an API. So let us create a test case as well. So you have a test cases folder over there. Let us jump and create a new folder. Not test case. Let us create a new folder over there, and let's say, for example, let us type my test cases. Usually we name it properly. So let us create a test case, and now we can see we are getting user details, and we want to verify that that some value is okay, if response code is okay. So let us verify details. Okay, So again, if you want to put some description here, just describing what this case is, this test case, you can write it. Gets the user details, and let us say it verifies the first username's first name. Let's say, okay. So when you create this kind of test, this kind of Excel kind of things open. So this is how we're going to execute our test case. So before running, we need to have an API. So this is our API which we have used. So just we'll click on this. You can have multiple things over there, recent keywords which you have used, and this is the letter. This will add, and obviously we're going to send request first here. So our first request will be, and we need to select our API. So either we select by here or just double click it, and you can see it shows us which. So we'll have our API link over here, and input type will leave it, and output. So it will give an output. So okay, let us ignore that for so it will give an output. So let us name as my output over there. Fine. Now we know that this API is going to send a request and get these user details. So let us see if you want to find out that this first name is appearing. If it's executing, we want to kind of assert like this is the first name which we are getting. So let us come down to this, and again we're going to so we again add a request, and here we can have multiple things. You can verify or check anything. So again, verify checkpoint, verify element text, verify greater than, less than, verify response status code. So if you want to see that if our response is okay, so again, so input, what input, where we have, so it will execute your function or execute your put verification under whatever output you have received. So again, let us name a variable. We have variable there, and what is our variable name? Our variable name is my output. Fine. And expected citizen, and what we are expecting here, we are expecting it to be 200 okay. So if this is okay, it will give us an output. Let us say our requirement is so that it should have 200 okay, as well as it should have a first name of George. Okay, so we'll go here again, we'll add a new web service keyword, and you're going to see here verify element property value. Just select, leave this. So again double click and it will open. So again it will check for variable. What variable? We had my output. So it requires locator. So as we know in automation, we have different kind of locators as well. So we're going to try to locate what element we are trying to find. Okay, so let us for time being, let us leave it there, and it should have a first name. So here we are going to enter our locator, and what value it should have in object of type string, and it should have a name of GEO George. Fine. Right, let us see, let us go to the request here. So we can see it should have a name, and this is, if I am hovering over that, you can see its locator is data 0 at first name. So let us copy this, and again we'll go here and we'll double click on it. So here this is which we going to replace it. So we're going to enter the locator dot first name. So what this test case is going to do, this is going to send a request and it will store the value in this variable named as my output. It will check this status code. If it is 200, then it will be okay with us, and it will check whether the name of the first username which we get from the data is George or not. So let us click on here. So you can see here in log viewer it is running. So this is our test case running. This request is sent. This is, we have got our output. Here it is checked that the first name is George. Let us try to see if it works. So let us fail it directly. So let us say we want to have 404 not found. So ideally, so it should fail. So let us see how far it goes. Again, log viewer is at the bottom. You can see in the log viewer the request is sent. So the third step didn't execute because the status code didn't match. You can see the expected status code is 404, but actual status is 200. So it works and kind of a session. It breaks whenever your step fails. So let us again put 200, and let us rename George to our channel name. Let us see, and let us run again. So you're going to see it should fail on third step. So it's again, so now status code matches. So this step is passed, and the third step here we're going to see that element property value Spearman is not equal with the actual value job. So this is how usually a test case happens. So again, we just had our get. So again, it has post, put, patch, delete, and hop, and moreover we should have some kind of authentication as well. So we'll try to see if we manage on Catalan, unless we'll move back to Postman for sure. So there are few APIs itself. So for everything you have an API. So Twitter has its own API, Amazon, Flipkart, they have their own API. So what happens is you applied or you sign in to get the access to API. So you get some kind of documentation here. So if going to see for search for tweets. So this is again, it will give you details of how it should be happening, what steps you can follow if you can run in Postman, and again it will show you how it. So this is the request. This is the endpoints over here. There, this is the token you must have. So this is how security comes into picture. So this is the HTTP response code which I showed earlier. So there are a lot of status code you should be aware of. At least you should be aware of the most frequent. And these are the methods which we used. And this is the API which we use. So coming to the Cowin part, I think I have it somewhere. So you can see on the Cowin app itself, you can register to get an API. Let's just how Paytm gets it. So they will provide you some sort of authentication, and usually as a tester we need and we have some sort of documentation here. So you can see this is the type of documentation, what values it can accept, what value will get. Again, for genders we can see what values we can accept and what value should we get. So this is kind of documentation which is available to us. So what Cowin does is it allows you a sandbox server, which is a demo which you can practice or we can use on, not practice, but you can see how it works. So let us say if I want to find that what slots are available at my city, what kind of vaccines are available, if it is free or paid, what kind of hospital or vaccination centers are there, I can do that. So again, this is a Postman link. You can see to get uh, vaccinations, like get session by district. If I'm going to click on that, it requires find district ID and date. For district ID, let me get to get districts. So for districts, it needs this 9 value. So it is the value of state, and that I will go to states. So this is how you will get states. So if I copy this and open this in a new browser, you can see I get the list of states. So this is the state ID 1, Andaman Nicobar and Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal. So my current city is Lucknow, so my state ID is 34. Okay, so where were we? I think so here we are. So again, our state ID is 34, and get districts, it said this value. Again, 9 is the state code. So let me go here and I replace 9 by 34. So I'll get the list of districts which are available in UP. So my current city is Lucknow, so my district ID is 670. So again, if I go back to there, and I can have get station by district. So I'll copy this, and you can do that in Catalan API, Postman, or whatever, and you don't even need to have to run an API. You don't need to have a specialized tool. You can do that in browser itself. So again, so district ID is 140. I think my ID is 670, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Let me write 670, and here it is date. So date it is in Indian format. So today is 10th of August. So let us say 11th of 08 for August. So what vaccines are available? Let me go through. So you can see this is the name of this is the center ID. This is the name of the center, and this is area, and if it is free or paid, what kind of vaccines are available, what are for who are, how much are reserved for first dose, how much are reserved to second dose, what is the fee, what type of vaccine is available, and what are the sessions are available. So you can see it is for you can have that, you can test it various by various methods. So I thought of just sharing the CoWIN API. So you will not be able to do this on Postman or Catalan, but if you have registered with API with a CoWIN app, you can definitely. So what happens is they usually don't allow you to have it openly, so that it don't get abused, and of course it will put load on the server as well. Okay, so that is all for API testing overview as an introduction, how it works, what it should have, what it should not have. We'll go into deeper in the later parts as I go forward. Okay, thanks for watching. Do like and share with your friends. Subscribe if you can. Thank you.